Alright, what's up? What's up? So, I'm starting to try a new thing where I go over all my gameplay from League and talk about like what went wrong and like why what team lost the game. So, right here, blue team is pushing in to try and take they're trying to take this tower and they're looking to end. Meanwhile, we got red team, my team, we got Jax off in top lane. So it's 4v5 here, as well as Elder Dragon is spawning shortly. I think by the end of this team fight, Elder Dragon does spawn. I'm playing Akali. I am not doing great this game. But when they make this mistake, it costs them the game. So like what happens? Like what do they do wrong? So they get the tower. Mord's currently escorting this super minion wave in, with Yi taking wolves. So we got a 3v3 going on. We got Vex here, who's stuck between helping with this team fight and stopping Mord. But Mord goes and decides, instead of pushing with this wave and putting pressure on the Nexus tower, to instead come down to this team fight. So I think does he flash this wall? Yeah, he flashes this wall to fight Vex. Now he goes in, starts off on MF, who is fed, who is the threat. And then Yi also joins here. So we have how to say his name? But Philios dies because he sits inside MF ult, and then Mord leaves and starts fighting me off to the side instead of going after the MF. So at this point, it's currently a 4v4 here, with Jax pushing. Oh, it's a 4v3 here with Jax pushing topside. So what they really need to do here is back off and just kind of reset, go stop Jax from pushing. But they continue to take the fight. Continue to die. Yeah. Mordekaiser thinks he can take on all four of us. He kind of ends up being able to. You'll see that. But look what's happening right now. We have the super minion crashing into the Nexus tower. And I think it by the end of this, it even takes the Nexus tower. So if Mordekaiser set, ignored this team fight, pushes down mid, and takes that tower, that forces us here to back off of this tower and try and defend these two towers, right? So we would have Mord and Yi pushing here, with Talon, Aphelios, and Leona pushing here, with four of us to trying to defend, a 2-3 push, because Jax is pushing here. So this just turns into a big old chase, and Jax just runs it down while we die there and ends the game, right? But yeah, super minions took down the Nexus tower. Granted, at inhibitor respawn, but we still have that one down. They could have ended here, right? We go back. You go back to here. You just walk that wave down, put pressure here. That splits us up into into 2 and 2, trying to hold, 2 and 3. And we can't do that because we need MF to kill Mordekaiser and Yi. And we need, the protection of her. So they could have also, what they could have also done was put the pressure here. And when we split up to defend both of those, they could have rotated off, gone down, taken Elder Dragon, because you see they have 4 dragons, and then walked through with the execute ability. Instead, they take a bad team fight. Now, we got the MF all coming down while she's immortal from Terracolt. And that just shreds their ADC. So now they're down in ADC. Yi gets stunned up by Tarek. So Tarek coming in MVP here, keeping MF alive while she just shreds their team. And then stunning Yi to finish off Yi. Talon's not had a great game either. And he does too little too late. And meanwhile, while that's all going on, Mordekaiser's off to the side, messing around with some Akali that's not worth the effort. No, messing with the Akali while MF gets a quad. So, you know, and remember, this is the objective. These are the objectives. The towers are. Yes, you need to kill them sometimes to be able to take the objective. But if there's no one stopping you from taking the objective, go for the objective. Mordekaiser could have just walked up there. That all would have happened, you know, regardless of Mordekaiser, that would have happened. So Mord could have been up here smacking away on that tower, smacking away on the Nexus, and ended the game while the rest of his team lost the team fight. But instead, he went down, did not really participate in said team fight. Right? You know, team fight's going on over here. He's messing around over here. Go back even farther, right? Over here. Where's Mord when the Phelios dies? He's over here, not doing any damage. Continuing to not do any damage as his team dies. Starts fighting the Akali off to the side. Same Akali, that's, you know, not doing a whole lot. Alt C Akali, so now is taking himself completely out of this team fight. Doesn't even kill the Akali and lets MF get the quad. Could have just walked down mid, taken this tower instead, and then probably taken the Nexus. But instead, he just did nothing in a team fight. Loses the team fight. He does end up getting the kills. You know, we fast forward a little bit, right? Yeah, he gets the kills, right? He kills 3 of us. Tarek goes back to stop the, you know, us from losing our Nexus while Jax takes their Nexus. But those kills are too little, too late. Alright, like, you're not going back in time to stop Jax from taking your Nexus. And this all could have been avoided if you didn't look for the kills and, you know, Mord looked for the objective. So, yeah. Alright, so this was the second game that I want to talk about. This was the immediately following game. No, right after that, I'm playing Riven top. I don't have the best game, but we do win this game due to mistakes that Darius makes. So, what is the first mistake that Darius made? So, after Darius hit level 3, off of, you know, a red side clear, he goes up for a gank on Ziggs. Not a bad move, just doesn't go the best, right? He gets warded out. Ziggs just kind of walks out. You know, he misses the spin, flashes out, and then he goes, pushes up through here, and Yi's right here. So we got red buff Darius, first double buff Yi. Yi comes down, they fight. No, it's a relatively even fight, but he pushes down into lane. Ziggs is a poke champ. He's got the range to, you know, poke down Darius as he's trying to get out. Zed can't really go in. And then Darius dies to a Kobe. Right? Not a big, not a major mistake. Mistake nonetheless, but not a major mistake. Yi then goes and proceeds to take Darius's blue buff as a constellation prize, which is, that's what happens. But what happens here is really what takes Darius out of this game. Right? He takes blue, and Darius dies, goes to his blue, sees it's gone, and comes up to take scuds. Let's go Fog of War blue. So he sees Yi, so he now knows Yi is in that bush. He just lost the fight to Yi, and Yi now has double buff still. So Yi still has red and blue, and Darius goes in for a fight with him. You lost the fight the first time, and now you're taking it again while you're down red buff. Misses the spin, and just straight dies. Right. So you've now spent, you're down, it's 4 minutes, you've died twice. He's now up 8 farm. He proceeds to take Gromp and then Wolves. Right. So now, not only have you died twice, but you've also lost top side jungle. Bot side jungle is not going to respawn in a timely enough manner for it to be good, right? So Krugs are just spawning. You could go take them, but it's going to be a little bit to wolf spawn. And he proceeds to not do really much. Comes to take scuds. Goes down, takes the fight, takes Krugs. Well, he's taking all that, and then he also goes. So he clears up through his jungle. No, my bad. Right, so he clears up and sees. Comes up here, and he comes down and he sees Yi taking his Gromp. This is the Yi that he's died to once or twice to, essentially, right? You're 0 and 2. You're down a level. You come up and you're trying to fight Yi. You're down 2 levels. Yi's got ult, and he doesn't run. Well, he starts to run, but he runs away from his tower, runs to Cho'Gath. So now it's 7 minutes. You've died 3 times. You're down. You have half Yi's farm. You've taken yourself out of the game. Their jungler, by poor decisions. First mistake, not that major of a mistake, right? You can recover from that. You go back, you take Gromp, you take your wolves, your wolves. Then you go, you take your Krugs, you take scuds, you take chickens, look for a gank. But he proceeded to come back up, die again, go down, and then dies, another time, all within 7 minutes. This is what Darius has done is the equivalent of top lane dying, TPing back to top, dying again, walking back to lane, farming for a couple minutes, and then dying to the top laner after they go back and buy. Right? That's what Darius has done, and this is the jungle equivalent of that. So, this snowball's out of control, right? I could show you the rest, but Yi proceeds to be a menace to society. I showed him dying there, but Darius gets dragged here from poor warding on our part. But we jump ahead to here. 0 and 7. Darius isn't doing a whole lot. Jump back a little bit. All right. Just not really a major factor in this game anymore. Right, this is a terrible fight to try and take, but they take it anyway. So, and really no point in this game does Darius ever really get himself back into the game, right? We're 22 minutes in, he's level 9. He's level 14. He's 0 and 12. He's not doing a whole lot, and they proceed to lose due to the fact that they don't have a jungler. I think they actually surrendered at some point. Yeah, we don't take the Nexus. They surrendered because Darius was just they didn't have a jungler. And there's not much you can do when you don't have a jungler. So